Hello everyone and welcome back to the day 3 of Magento Advent Calendar. In this video we are going to create a block and a template and we are going to render dynamic data from that block. If you are new here, my name is Max Pronko and here we discuss all things Magento, PHP and software development. Before we start, make sure to click subscribe so you won't miss the upcoming tutorials. We assume that you already have this module called Match Mastery module from day 1 and day 2. If not, please make sure to check links below this video in the description so you will have up to speed and all the source code needed for this day 3 of Magento Advent Calendar. So what we're going to have here is that we need to have a block. This is a PHP class responsible for retrieving and providing data for a template. And this block is going to be located inside block directory of the module and called info.php. And this is a class that extends template PHP class from Magento framework. Here we have two public methods, getMessage and getCurrentTimestamp. And these two public methods are going to be available and used from a template where we will use HTML markup in order to prepare this data and render on a page. Next, we will create a template. This is located under View, Frontend, Templates directory, and this template is going to be called info.phtml. Inside, we can place HTML markup, and we have access to a block variable, and with this block variable, it's an instance of our info class. And this instance, once we have this PHP doc provided, we can have access to getMessage and getCurrentTimestamp. You can also play with the block variable and get access to other public methods available within this block instance. In order for our info.php class see the template, we have to create a layout configuration file, and this layout has to be located under View, Frontend, Layout directory, and with the name custom example index.xml, we can place a configuration where we declare a name of a PHP class that is a block, then an alias for this block, and a template that is going to be used when instance of this PHP class is created and this block is assigned to that instance, so that inside this template we will have access to that particular instance of a block class. This block declaration is placed inside a reference container XML node, and this reference container XML node is responsible for giving us access to particular containers on a page or sections that are placed depending on a theme installed on different parts of a page, and it allows to insert a block or a template to any page we like, as long as we have a container, so we can reference this container and add it to a page. So we use columns a container. It's a name of a container added by the theme that I use. I currently use Hiva theme, and one of the containers that was introduced is called columns. That's why I'm using these columns in order to add my block, and this block is going to be rendered inside that container. Some of the common containers we can use, again, depending on a theme installed, whether it's Luma, Blanc, or some Porta theme or Hiva theme. We can use content for main page body, page.top, very top of the page, header.panel, the small header above navigation, footer for bottom of the page, sidebar.main, product and category left column, after.body.start, it's right after the body tag, and before.body.end, it's right before closing body tag. So the rule is simple. We use reference container to target an existing section, and we use block inside it to insert custom content. This is the cleanest and most Magento-friendly way to render custom content. And finally, for this to work and render this template on a page, we have to modify a controller that we've created in day 2, and instead of returning type row format and content that we set previously, we have to change the type to be a page So Magento understands that it has to load all layouts, load all blocks, and render it on a page by the URL we provide. And once we clean cache by running bin Magento cache clean command and opening custom example index URL, we can see if everything went correctly. We can see our header message and our current timestamp that retrieved from a block that we've created and rendered by a template through the layout XML configuration that we prepared in order to put our custom block into the container that is available on a page. That's it for today's tutorial. So we've learned how to create blocks in Magento 2, how to create templates, how to declare those blocks and templates inside layout configuration file, and what change needs to be provided into action controller in order for this page to be rendered with our custom content. Let me know in the comments below if you have any questions related to Magento. I would be more than happy to cover in the upcoming videos. We'll see you tomorrow in day 4 of Magento Advent Calendar. Bye.